Crazy. 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 Peace to the gods and the earths. Let's start off there. Peace to the gods and the earths. I don't, you know, I'm working on a bigger project right now. I'm working on a big project. So I just came over here. My wife went out. I'm at home with my daughter. I said, you know what? Let's go shoot some hoops before it gets dark. So we go out to the basketball court. We start to shoot some hoops. We have fun. We stop at the store on the way back. Because there's a drink I like, but they only sell it at one gas station. So I go to this gas station. I happen to glance down at the newspapers because silly ass government officials are trying to make a $250 bill with Trump's name on it. I think Scott Bessett was holding up a 250 a prototype $250 bill of Donald Trump. I'm out the loop right now. I'm focused on something way bigger. I'm gonna make the announcement soon. Maybe tomorrow. I'll make the announcement of what I'm working on. Something way bigger. Way bigger. So I don't got time for that. I glanced underneath. I still didn't read it yet. But it was a black lady on it. So I said, okay, what did this black lady... I'm already ready to run to her defense. So I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm already offended before I even read what happened. Right? I'm like, yo, what got the black queen up here for? What they trying to take her down for now? Then I read Mount Vernon. I said, oh boy. You see, I'm a long way from home. I grew up in that town. It's a nutso town, let me tell you. I remember a lot of summers. The state troopers had to babysit the town. State troopers had to come, just sit on. Let's just sit here and figure this out. The hell are all these murders about? That town is nuts. So let me tell you. Caption. The title was crazy. Ex-police commissioner helps son do getaway drive after shooting. Nah, say it ain't so, beloved. You didn't do that. I know you didn't do that. So I'm not going to pick up this newspaper. But I'm waiting for my daughter, so I will pick it up. Sure enough, God. Yo, original man. This is so many levels to this, right? And I want to go over a few because I got a couple of minutes. I don't got 2 hours on this, but I definitely got 45 minutes on this. But here's the thing, and I will open up one of the articles in a second to go over this. But I just want to go through what was running through my mind. When I looked at her face, I said, okay, we might be around the same age. And she could just look good for her age, and she could be younger than me. You understand? People say I look alright for my age. I'm 49. So I'm trying to place her, but just because she was Mount Vernon's commission don't mean she grew up there. You understand what I'm saying? We got a lot of people that come to Mount Vernon from other places just so they could become detective and then move on to the places that make the bigger money. You understand? It's one of those places. They not wilding on the police there, right? It's a wild place. They will shoot each other. They will shoot each other, but they not wilding on the police there. They not that wild, but they start wilding on the police. They'll fight the police, but they not wilding, shooting out those ones. That's a different energy. That's more Five Bros energy. I don't know the face. I look at his son. They got him on the Daily Post, I think, like that. And the things that's running through my head is like, why, bro? Why? Why, bro? Why? The article didn't make it any better. Let me see what article I can pull it up. Yeah, she's 40. She is 49. Now, this is crazy because I know how hard I worked. And I'm only 49 and I don't feel like I got extremely far. But maybe that's because I'm being hard on myself. Because if I realistically look at just what I've done, was able to do. And really from 28, not because 18 to 28, I didn't do anything. I got life experience. Right? I'm out in America, North America, somewhere doing something. But I'm not trying to become, I'm not even thinking about a career. I'm not thinking about profession. I'm thinking music industry. I'm thinking day to day. Around 28. Right? That's when I got, I think 27, I went to the Carpenters Union. 28, I went back to school. Once I went back to school, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Everything changed. Everything changed. Everything. And I finished school. So I'm thinking about how much it took me to like change my life. And when I say change my life, I don't mean from like, oh, I was a criminal. No, I'm just saying, I mean, change your reality. To change your reality to accomplish something so that it benefits you, right? I wasn't even offered 6 figures legally until I changed my reality. So I'm thinking, she had to do something. She had to work. There was things she studied for. There was things she sacrificed. To get offered a position where the salary was $138,000 a year. She probably made more than that. That was base. You understand? I don't want to start ratting on my people. I got a lot of friends who are cops and FBI agents and COs and all this other stuff. Because they figured out later on, yeah, what am I doing? I don't know. What are you doing? You better get in where you fit in out here. Never mind all that. All of that, I'm not going to be no pig shit, is for young, stupid people. That's for a young jackass. You understand that? I ain't trying to be no fucking police. But you don't mind going to jail and being their fucking slave for 15, 20 years, you jackass. Not trying to have no sensible conversation with you, nigga. Niggas out here talking crazy about police. That overtime start kicking in. They get to the money. They get to the bag. They get to the bag. I think we started to figure it out, but a lot of us are wilding out now, right? Like the black lady. That's my man's homegirl too. He had been told me about it. I don't want to say too much. He's like, yeah, my homegirl getting all this money. Shh. I don't want to say too much. Next thing you know, she's on the front page for extorting other officers for shifts and all this other crazy shit. She was getting to the bag. Millions she was getting, right? So we like to bring up all these old conversations about niggas selling drugs, this, that, and the third. There was other hustles there the whole time. It's called work. But there was other hustles there the whole time. But we don't need that oversaturated. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Playing cat and mouse games with the criminal justice department. Leave things where it's working out for everybody. You live the life you love and you love the life you live. It's working out for you. You come home, do a little 8 months on the street, then go away for 5 years. I love the situation we got going on with you niggas. I'm going to keep it 1,000. Keep you hothead niggas out the way for a couple of summers. It works for me. It says Mount Vernon, New York. Mount Vernon's deputy commissioner of public safety was arrested for allegedly being the getaway driver for her son, who was accused of shooting a rival gang member earlier this summer. This is crazy talk. Jennifer Lackard, 49, and her son, 20-year-old Chase Lackard, were arrested at their home on Bontet Avenue Tuesday morning. Her son, who is an alleged gang member, is accused of opening fire from a vehicle on June 29th behind the Bronx Criminal Courthouse at East 102nd Street and Grand Avenue. Nigga. What? You ever been over there? I hate that area. Yo, if it's anywhere in New York, there's a couple places I really hate. But let me tell you something about that fucking place. Oh. You can feel the grime. Nah, you don't understand about over there. And let me tell you something else. There's a concentration of police over in that area. To be right next to 161st Central Booking and that courthouse, I don't understand why there's so much crime in that area. Mad crime in that area, bro. where all the police, yo. Just go through there one day. And the shit feels like you in a third world country, right? Because you're riding down the street and there's checkpoints all through that area. They out there 5 deep police looking in and out the cars. And I'm like, bro. This should be safer being that you guys are right here. But it's not. For some reason, I get the genuine feeling that it's more dangerous. Uncle Andy was good, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute. I don't think you was here on our last show. Give me a second. Let me look this up. Boynton Avenue. I don't know any Boynton Avenue in Mount Vernon. Hold on. Yeah, Boynton Avenue's in the Bronx. Story. Yeah, I'm just trying to look up. This is so fucking disappointing. All right. The name of her son's gang is the... What was it? What was it called? Huh? Well, oh, you on the phone? What was the name of her son's gang? I think they were called the Sleazy Gang or something. It was. I know it was with an S. I don't think it was Sleazy. It'll come to me. Slutty. Thank you. The Slutty. I think it was Slutty. The Slutty Gang. Listen. Stop the fucking show. Stop the show. I need the Slutty Gang dismembered. I don't know why you niggas started. But I'm going to take a conscious effort to work with the authorities to shut you niggas down. Not because you a menace to society, even though you are a menace to society, but more because I hate that fucking name. It's like when I was watching the Warriors and the orphans was tight because they wasn't invited to the powwow. Name of your gang is the Orphans, man. Hold on, man. Her son, who is a alleged member, is accused of opening fire from... This is crazy. 20 years. I think he's 20 years old, Chase. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in everybody in this fucking story. Her son, who is a alleged gang member, is accused of opening fire from a vehicle on June 29th behind the Bronx criminal courthouse. The shooting is linked to an ongoing gang dispute. Chase was allegedly aiming at another man who was with a rival gang but did not strike anyone. Yo! I don't know why or how these kids feel so comfortable shooting at someone so far away. Yo, you got a problem with somebody? I know everything. I'm different, and it's different for everybody. But you got a problem. I don't know. Me, I would feel like a sucker shooting from a block away when I see somebody. If I got a problem with them, you know why? Because I need to look you in your eyes. I need you to know where this is coming from. It's coming from me. This is not a down the block type of situation. And the only way I'm doing that is if I'm walking down and you draw first, I got to let go. His life is... I mean, he could be out at 45. I know some people who've been in and out, in and out, in and out. Then they really changed their life around. You understand? I know people with their fucking doctorate. Career criminals. These is notorious fucking tough guys. They was out here robbing tough niggas. Putting in pain. And then after so many times being incarcerated, I guess they just started taking the courses, doing what they needed to do. Will Chase do this? I don't know. What I know is his mother had to work hard to get where she got. And for her child, she threw it all away. Was she married? The paper I read did mention her father too. His father too. Well, mentioned the guy. Jennifer Lackett is accused of being behind the wheel at the time and driving away to help him flee the scene. He's a fucking asshole. Fucking stupid ass young kid, man. And I call him an asshole because you put your mother in. You threw away your mom's life for some superficial bullshit. Had to be a real nigga. Had to be. Most of these kids know it's just some young stupid shit that they going through. Some stupid. It's a phase when it's harmless. Somebody getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? Once you start pulling out the blicky, firing from across the street, your aim is no good. I get mad at adults who really supported drill and then really have the nerve to say, yeah, but the music never made nobody do nothing. I just be wanting to say, shut the fuck up. Don't talk that stupid ass Dame Dash Cameron shit to me, Bill O'Reilly shit to me. You know goddamn well this toxicity, negativity, black ignorance is being marketed around the world. You know that as well as I do. You just trying to see where you could fit in on this bullshit and walk away with at least something, right? That's what you trying to do. It's all good, baby. You talking to a nigga that hate the player and hate the game. Give a fuck. I'm a ex stick-up kid, nigga. Fuck you want from me? I hate the players and I hate the game. Give a shit. ADHD say they love it though. They love it. I know they love it. That's why they got a place for these niggas, and I'm down for them to go there. It's called prison, man. They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. Oh, I feel sorry for your mother. No, in this case, I really do feel. I didn't even get to her yet. I really do feel for her. Right? So as I'm reading this, what it sounds like is he was on some stupid shit where he's in the car with his moms. He got it on him. He don't care. He sees some cats that he know. He got beef with. He lets it fly while she's driving. Now, here goes the conversation. Here's the conversation. What do you do at that point? Let me let you guys know so you don't think I'm bullshitting. There's a number of nights I'm in the bed with my wife and I will call my daughter in the room and say, listen, I'm just letting you know ahead of time before you even get into some shit. I don't have your back when the police come. She knows it now. Hold on. Yo, Aubrey! Come here! I don't want you to think I'm bullshitting. I don't want her to think I'm acting brand new. Now, do I have your back when the police come?
No.
Have I told you this?
Yes.
So any of these decisions you make will be on your own?
Yeah.
All right. Go back to you. I just wanted them to know, okay? Okay. I let her know from today. I let her know fucking years ago. Yo, I don't got your back when they come. I just want you to know this. I love you to death, girl. I love you so much that what I'm trying to do is so you never... I just need you to know the reality, right? Because what's going to happen in life is you're going to meet all type of different people, and I'm not always going to be there, and you're going to feel like these are your fucking friends, and they're not your friends, and you're going to feel like doing something. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Don't say I just want to try this for the first time. Don't do none of that shit. Watch who you rolling with. I think I was listening to Prince Miller, who said the first time he went to jail, he was asking for a ride to the store. Not a lot. It's just some stereotypical bullshit you would hear. And he actually went through that, right? Yeah, yo, let me get a ride. Yeah, come on. Niggas didn't even tell you they just finished robbing something. That's how grimy this fucking streets are. They get pulled over, you in the whip. Now you can't say anything. You can't say, yo, it was done. You can't say that. Bah. Just like that, your life changed. Bah. Why? You was in the presence of some no good niggas. And that's the danger of growing up in impoverished neighborhoods. You want to be somebody. You don't want to be a nobody, because nobody's actually safe. But sometimes you're too obvious to be a nobody. There was a number of fucking nobodies in the vicinities of my blocks, and I always felt the need to protect these nobodies. Always. Some of these countries I never fucking heard of. There's a guy named Steve. Love this guy. Him and his little brother. It always bugged me out. His name was Steve. He was black and his name was Steve. I don't know why that bugged me out. So your name is Steve? Just Steve? It was all these different names. Mashik and Tariq and all the fucking stereotypical black names. Your name is Steve? That was his name. Cool ass cat. brother wild cool too, right? Seen his brother kind of like ambitions of wanting to be known. No, pipe that down. You don't want to be known in this area here. You don't want to be known. You guys are doing great by not being known, right? Stay just like that. Steve didn't wear no. I don't know if they could afford any flashy clothes. His family wasn't on that shit. He wore regular. It's like Steve was wearing clothes from the fucking 70s. He was smart as shit. I hope he's doing good in life. I always felt the need, like, yo, I gotta protect the nobodies. And those were usually my best set of friends, the fucking nobodies. I was connected to the other people. I knew the other people. But I knew these people for a fucking reason. Because they know how to get to the money. And I was only in it for the money. Like an automaton. Like, yo, right there. Foof. And just switch on. Fire. Go run down on something. Come back with the money. Fire. I'm back. Doing nerd shit. Just like that. Because I never was in it for... You got people who get in it for different reasons. My man, I used to do crime with. He told me why he was doing it. He wanted his name to ring bells. Those are the words literally out his mouth. I want my name to ring bells. Those were the words literally out his mouth. Rock this nigga's world. The streets rock this nigga's world. I think he went up north for jukes. Was supposed to do 7, ended up doing 12. I didn't see the nigga till years later after the 12 with his fronts missing. Wallahi. Happened to your fronts, Lord? Fucking mountains ain't no joke, nigga. Niggas don't do more than 8 months out on the streets. You understand? Then it's back home. Up back to the mountains. Because you don't know how to adapt to what's going on out here. You know how hard it is? Nah. I won't say hard. Listen, I will say this. You gotta, if you choose that life, you gotta be serious. And I'm not talking about like be a serious guy, like fucking not smiling every day. That's not what I mean. I mean, you gotta take what you do. You gotta have discipline, right? I see a lot of cats no fucking discipline in these streets, Jack. How you think niggas be all the time finding out where you niggas live? Be sitting in your kitchen waiting to start hitting, huh? Loose with the lips ass niggas over some broad you just met. The broad was sent, man. She don't love you, man. She was sent to you, stupid. She like dangerous niggas. You're not a dangerous nigga. You're just out here getting a few bucks. You pillow talking with strippers. Listen. That street shit is in my blood, but I could keep it tamed. I could keep it tamed. But let me tell you this. I respect it. A lot can happen in that goddamn. A lot does happen. You can get rich, you go to jail, you can do both, you could die. A lot does happen. I don't have the the looseness that a lot of people is just loose with the shit, bro. It's crazy. When by loose, I mean just no discipline, right? And I'm not talking about being a simp. I'm just talking about, hey, babe, how you doing? Good, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm on a live. You had fun? Yes. Okay, we'll talk in a second. I'm just talking about you don't respect the craft. It's like you don't know you a fucking criminal, and the authorities are looking for you every day. When I was out there, I would play my role as a criminal, knowing very well these niggas is looking for me. They get paid to look for niggas just like me. So, I have to be on my job out here. I was reading some paperwork yesterday by a gangster that all you guys have heard of before. And the authorities asked this gangster, have you ever done crime just to do crime? And he said, no. He said, if I'm not making money, what's the point? Right on, my man. Right on. You understand? I don't understand a generation of youth that run around doing crime for free. And I know I'm too intelligent to have these type of conversations because I get to thinking somebody getting paid off of this. You understand? Somebody has a contract for fucking core craft boots and clothes and all this shit that when you get caught, fuck all that. Gotta watch your words out here. But my point is, everybody's making money off this criminal justice system. You mean to tell me you would be out here doing this shit for absolutely fucking free? You got to be shitting me. Nah, not Virginia, Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon, New York. There are a few Mount Vernons. I'm not talking about Mount Vernon. I'm never talking about Virginia, Mount Vernon. Never. Ever. In reality, it's only one Mount Vernon. There's other places called Mount Vernon, but in reality, there's only one Mount Vernon, and that's Mount Vernon, New York. You know, in all reality. You understand? Because we that's when you get us start yelling out names. Denzel Washington. Heavy D and the Boys. Dick Clark. Ben Gordon. Who's the comedian from Curb Your Enthusiasm? That's my man's brother. The black guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Before I found out he was from Mount Vernon, right from the projects too. I said I like this guy. He reminded me of somebody from my town. Then I found out he was from my fucking town. Michael Wilbur said Soul Train. Yes. No. Dick Clark was Dick Clark wasn't Soul Train. Dick Clark was what is that? American Bandstand or some shit like that? So a 20-year-old son was involved with some gang called the Slutty Gang or something like that, which is a horrible name for a fucking gang. He's only 20. As the sociologist, and I'm probably going to have to go to school to get the official title one day, but I did spend 4 years studying sociology. That should count for something. As a sociologist, I'm always curious to know how our environments really shape us, right? I never acted like the guy that everyone wanted me to act like, right? I'm outside doing some crazy shit with some serious guys, but I never felt the role to be all fucking mean mugging and acting like a stereotypical because I wasn't a stereotypical anything, right? I don't call myself no thug because I come outside and get money with the gangsters. I wanted to be like that guy from Breaking Bad, the Spanish guy. This guy runs a business. He's not walking around like some fucking hothead gangster from the streets. But when you live in these type of environments, man, all I could do is shake my head, bro. You want to know where I lived? This is where I lived. I'm not even gassing it up. Before I tell you about the guy that... Forget that. I'll tell you in a second about that. I lived exactly 4 blocks. No, I don't want more fries. I want a fork and barbecue sauce. So. Thank you. I actually lived 2 blocks from the Bronx. 2 blocks. I live, hold on. 13, 14, 15. And then right after that. So 3 blocks. I live 3 blocks from the Bronx. So I can walk into the Bronx after walking 3 blocks. There was a lot of Caribbeans on my block. They weren't all from Jamaica, but I did have Jamaicans on. They were from countries that I never even heard of sometimes. There was definitely some people from Grenada on there. I never knew what that was. There were some nice people. They used to let me over their house. And actually, everybody used to let me over their house. So when people talk about I have an accent, I grew up around a lot of fucking Caribbean people. A lot of Caribbean people. And they would all let me in their house. So I remember 2 sisters. I like these sisters. They came straight from Yard. Now, I got some Caucasians in my demographics that listen to me, in my audience. When I say Yard, that means from Jamaica. Just in case you didn't know. I'm sure you did. I have the confidence to say, yeah, I know that Saladin. Of course you did. I can keep it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So they come fresh from yard. The Jamaican family. They say, yo, let me introduce you to my cousins. Cheryl and Jennifer. They let me know that it's my cousins straight from yard. They gonna be living with us now. They was nice. I liked them. Cheryl was sexy, but I didn't want to put myself in a box yet. You just came from Jamaica. You understand? Let's just slow things down a bit. My block had women. There was one house where the girls used to move into. Pretty girls always move into that fucking house. So I had to slow shit down. Listen, Sean, I know you just got here, but I see you giving me the odds, but can't be doing too much on this one block. You understand? Let's just play it by ear. Because these other girls, there was one house. Pretty girls move out, pretty girls move in. Either way, I'm trying to figure out how to get in this house and do something nasty with these girls. You understand? Sometimes only first base, though. Can't believe this one girl, she only got me at first base. I'm looking titties for years, nothing. Then she lets this other nigga get her pregnant. What the fuck is going on? He did have a car, though. I don't know. It's neither here nor there. This is before we had cars. I'm talking before we had cars. Cheryl and Jennifer move across the street. We in high school, actually. I hated my bus. I hated my fucking bus. My bus was wild. And if my bus was wild, I can only imagine what the other buses was doing. My bus was fucking wild. But again, I told you, I only want to protect, number one, my brother. And number two, anybody who is a nobody. Right? Don't fuck with the nobodies. I'm cool with you fucking with anybody else that wants to get out here and get a name known. They act like they want to be popular. Whatever. You do you. But for the nobody nerds, just do me a favor. Don't touch them. For one, their parents are going to be asking me, oh, so what happened? I don't want to go through that. And they don't deserve that. These people are just trying to go to school and home, bro. They're not into no extracurricular shit. None of that. Please leave them alone. So I would stand up for those people. But my bus was wild. My bus was wild, like girls' hair getting set on fire, taking out the fucking mirror, flinging that shit to the front, broken glass. And this is every day. This is fucking every day. Just stupid shit. So there was a kid who came to my school. He was new. For some reason, he used to like to bring a gun to school. For far as I know, nobody else used to really. There might have been guns brought to school, but nobody else was. There was certain people who did shit in, like, they were rough, tough guys, right? But they did their work in school. Once school was over, if they said they was going to fuck you up after school, they were going to fuck you up after school. That could mean beat you up. That could mean shoot up your house. It could mean a bunch of shit. It just means that they weren't going to do it on school grounds. Didn't mean they were scared at all. At all. It just meant, yo, I don't got time for that shit right now. That's who they were. Once they were out of school, for some strange ass reason, they had all the time in the world to go do all type of fuckery. Don't ask me. So I see Jennifer taking a liking to this guy who brings a gun to school. I knew he brought a gun to school. I never seen the gun. My brother told me, here's a gun. Here's a gun? Which was kind of strange because my brother was never in fucking school. This nigga was always cutting. I was always cutting, but he didn't. I cut and stayed in school. He didn't even fucking come to school. So for him to tell me that this guy has a gun in school was kind of crazy because I'm like, nigga, you don't even come to school. Sure enough, he had the same gun my brother described. He had a silver pistol that he used to bring to school. So, I never had my only interaction with this guy was me telling him who my brother was. And if I told you who my brother was, I told you for a reason. So I told him, you see that dude right there? That's my brother. I don't remember saying much more than that to the dude. Like, if I'm telling you and we don't have conversation, yo, that's my brother, you should know what that means. I had to do this twice in my life. We don't have a lot of conversation. Nigga told me one time we was on Prospect Avenue. There's a nigga out here who ended up being a killer. He killed somebody that I know. But this is before he killed him. My brother was like, yo, this nigga's talking about I can't be out here on the block. Not that I wanted my brother on the block. But I said, listen, who is it? Right there. Went over to the dude. Yo, check this out, bro. That's my brother right here. Nobody talks to him. Nobody says shit. Nobody says where he could go, where he can't go, this, down, the third. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. All he said was, yo, I hear you, OG, but I'm a gangster too. That's where you fucked up, bro. I never said I was a gangster. Never said I was a gangster. I'm just telling you what I don't want to do again. See? I don't know nothing about this gangster shit. All I know is once it's in my head, nigga, I'm doing it. That's all I'm saying. You understand? So, please, pick on the rest of these niggas. Just leave him alone. He wasn't lying. He ended up killing somebody. But he left my brother alone. This is the same conversation I had with this other guy. I said, yo, that's my brother right there. That was the end of the conversation. I don't really got much more to say than that. That's my brother right there. He said, I do remember him saying, yeah, I like your brother, man. Funny guy. Whatever, man. These are not fucking pleasantries, nigga. I'm just letting you know. I know you on fuckboy timing. Leave this nigga alone, please. I seen him walking Cheryl home. He lived around the corner from me. Cheryl lived across the street. Jennifer, not Cheryl. Jennifer. So I see him walking Jennifer back and forth. Is this a fucking... y'all courting now? It's a Lovers Lane? Y'all turn my block into the Lovers Lane? I say, listen... Not that it matters, but this... I think he's trouble. You understand? I told her this. I said, I think he's trouble. She laughed it off. And I had to be waking up to, yo, they just found Jennifer buried in the backyard, bro. What? What are you talking about? This nigga shot her and shallowly buried her in the backyard. Oh. You don't know. That shit hurt. Because I tried to let her know. And it is situations like this happening over and over in this town that I'm from makes you a different. It makes you a different person, bro. And I had to get away from that. Just fucking. But guess what? I've been all over America. There's a bunch of places like this. You understand? I could feel the energy when I get in. Like, oh, I know this. And it helps to a degree to help you move around the earth. But guess what? I don't have nothing to prove. I don't need to be in these type of spots. I've been in all these spots. I've been in the Bluff in Atlanta. You understand? I've been on Bankhead. You understand? I've been through all these spots. I've been through the jungle in LA. I've been through a lot. I've been in Waterbury. All the fucking places, man. So it helps you in the sense of being able to move around the earth if you in a certain. But other than that, at some point you might want better for your life. I remember the day Shebuel Jackson died. The reason I remember the day is because he died in front of my face. It's not something I hear about or I read in the paper. I came to school late. As I'm walking, I see something on the floor that looks like blood, but it went from a small dot to like bigger blood. So I'm like, I just start following it. So the blood is going down the steps. When I walk down the steps, Shebuel is laid right there on the floor, holding his wound. The bell rings. Everybody comes out. Mr. Birch comes running down the hall. It's a real lean on me Joe Clark moment. He had a lot of cousins in the school. It's one of the biggest families in Mount Vernon. The Hebrews. We just call them the Hebrews because they're one of the biggest families in there. So just to sum it up, talk about the Hebrews? Yeah, the Hebrews. Coincidentally, the other guy I told you that I had to talk to one of the gangsters, and he was like, yo, I'm a gangster too. He shot one of the Hebrews. Cool cat. Out there peddling his little weed. You know, weed on that block. I went through that block a few years ago. That block was never that live, for the record. Back in the days, that shit was, it wasn't nothing really out there. You understand? So my man was doing this 1-2 out there, basically alone. To die over something that it wasn't even that serious. That town is bananas. Good friend of mine died. Always looked up to him, even though he might have been younger than me. I got left back in first grade, so I think we was either the same age or he was 1 year older. But I think he was the same age. He was just more built, handsome guy, muscular. He would bust his gun, but he would prefer to punch you in your face. That's what he would prefer to do. And he was going to school. He went to school at Clark University. You understand? But we knew each other before he got down to Clark and I got down there. When I got there, I wasn't even going to school. I'm just down there fucking around. He was going with a girl. I was going with her aunt. We knew each other before this, but we didn't never have a reason to be in each other's presence. Shout out to my nigga Nort. Nort is in jail right now. I keep on asking for the address. Nobody's giving me the address or his information. But he's in jail for killing somebody that tried to kill him first. Dude ran down on him with a knife. Nort took the knife, stabbed him with it. I've spoken to you guys about Nort before. This is the guy I told you would go to a fucking gunfight with his dick beaters. He's done this plenty of times. I've seen him do it personally. You understand? I've seen him do it. So, all of us in high school, we used to go over Nort's house because my man, Wolf, who I'm telling you about from Clark, Atlanta, but really he's from Mount Vernon, but he went to school down there. He was dating Nort's sister. I'm dating Nort's aunt. So we at the same house all the time. Graduation, a lot of shit happened. There was deaths. It was a lot of deaths in high school. Anyway, I don't want to talk about everybody that died because I don't want to. A lot of people didn't deserve to die. It was just crazy talk. Anyway, Dev is Wolf, by the way. He decides to go to Clark University. I don't really know how to go to school. I don't know how to. I know that sounds funny to you guys now. Like, what do you mean you don't know how to school? I didn't know how to go to college. So all that going away shit, the best I could probably conjure up was Westchester Community College. And that's where I ended up enrolling because I figured that part out easier. But all that trying to go away to college, I didn't know the first step to take. And when I asked people, how'd you do that? They just laughed at me. It was like, yeah, you playing? And I was like, yeah, nigga, I know how to. I wasn't playing. I did not know how to go to school. So eventually, life gets so crazy up here in my life, I just buy a one-way bus ticket to Atlanta with $24 in my pocket. I think I told you guys this before. I end up on Bankhead Highway. I try to find a job. I find a job but can't get to a job. I find a job the first day I get there, working at a hotel, but I can't get there, so long story short, I end up standing on Martin Luther King Boulevard every day trying to get money. I do figure out how to get a few dollars and people take notice and you know, understand? I don't know what Wolf has going on at the fucking school, but he definitely asked me, yo, let me borrow $350 so I can buy an ounce to get on my feet. For whatever reason, I say, yeah, I'll give it to you tomorrow. To this day, I don't know why I said to tomorrow, because I had like 10 bands on me. But I think it has something to do with my pride, if I'm being honest. I think it boiled down to you asking me and me coming off my pockets right now. I think I just wanted it to be so it don't feel like some soft extortion. Because you know I got, you know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, I'll give it to you tomorrow. And I was. Anyway, he got upset. Was like, yeah, all right. Yo, can you at least bring me to Home Depot then so I could do this, do the scam. Where you go in there, you buy something. You don't buy anything. You go in there, you steal something, you bring it back. This is when you didn't need no receipt at Home Depot. You just bring it back and they give you the cash. From what I read, they lost millions. That was a fucking stupid idea, by the way, Home Depot. I don't know who thought of that shit, but the hood love you for that. That was nuts. So I bring them, and at the time there were 2 cars. There was one car on Martin Luther King Boulevard. If you know, you know. It just was there all the time. It was a stolen car. It was a golden Altima. If you've seen it, you can fucking just take it and drive it. And that's what everybody did. You gas it up and you put it's a stolen fucking car. But we would use that car all the time and park it back right there. We drove that car for years. Anybody could drive it. That was the danger part, right? You see that shit somewhere, you be like, oh, the Altima. And you come out and that shit is gone. Somebody got that shit. It'll end up right back at Martin Luther King Boulevard. My man had a car that looked just like that, which was not stolen but registered to his parents. We took that car. I'll bring him over there. He takes the batteries, but the store security sees him, so they follow him to the whip, and he's like, yo, just pull off on these niggas. So I just pull off, right? We've both done way worse shit than stealing shit out of Home Depot to bring it back. And for us to go down by 2 security guards is kind of lame at this point because we're way past that in our lives. So we go to Peachtree Road to my man's crib, who lived in a big high tower around there. I like this building because it had the grocery store, the Chinese food, the cleaners, all that shit on the first floor. So you never really had to leave the building. Love that building for that. Anyway, we come back downstairs and the shit is flooded with police. Just what I need. I think it's just what I needed. So we go out the back door. Shout out to my other man. Who we called. He's on the fire department now, doing great things. Everybody changed it. No, I can't say everybody. Not everybody changed their life for the better. Some people remained who they are. We call my man, who's now in the fire department in Mount Vernon. Hopefully I don't never see him in any of these tabloids for doing some crazy shit and throwing it all away. I doubt it, though. He's done all the crazy shit when we was younger. So, there's was it a Benihana's or Houlihan's? I think it was a Benihana's right next door. There's a wooden fence, and there's some barbed wire, and then there's grass on the other side. So Wolf stands up on the wooden fence, and he jumps over the barbed wire. I heard it splinter, but I didn't think anything of it. So now it's my turn. I stand on the wooden fence. I go to jump. The wood cracks, and I fall in the barbed wire. Oh. So now I'm leaking. But we go into the fucking Benihana's and wait for the people that we called. At the time, they had those Star Track phones. That's what the razor joints. They were brand new. Like not a lot of people had those. But my man, who's locked up right now doing 17 for a murder, he had one. And my other man, I'm leaving their names out. They're a little bit older than me. So we call them, they come, they pick us up. The car gets towed and impounded. My man reaches out to me, whose car it was, and was like, yo, my parents is tight. They want to know what was going on. They said this car was used in a crime. What? Niggas are stealing shit out of Home Depot, Lord. Is that really a crime? It is. But compared to what we've been doing on this earth, that is not a crime, my nigga. Let's keep it 1,000. Niggas is out here kicking up dust. That is just some bullshit to do when niggas is bored. Yo, they say, somebody gotta take accountability. My man never told who, right? But I got offended because when he called Wolf told him, yo, I didn't have nothing to do with the car. Mel had the car. Basically saying like, yo, pin the donkey on me. And I'm like, what, nigga? So that is why me and Wolf stopped talking. Just felt he was on some fuck nigga shit at that point in time in life. Time had gone by. Wolf was graduating. Heard he was in town. Actually, I seen him at the light. I seen him at my gas station back in Mount Vernon. And I said, I didn't even know this nigga was in town. So I tried to reach out, but he had took a, and I know he didn't see me, otherwise he would have stopped. Even though we would, because there had been a certain amount of time since we seen each other. I just had a feeling. I was like, nah, son ain't still on that. So I called my other man. It was like, yo, don't worry about it, Mel. We all gonna be at Sue's rendezvous tonight. Just come through. Y'all hash that out, and you know what I'm saying? We go from there. That was the plan. So I'm excited. I'm like, all right, get to see my nigga tonight. We put this shit behind us, have some drinks, enjoy the ladies. Sue's rendezvous is sort of a big deal. If you ever heard of it, it's going down in history, you understand? A lot of people was at Sue's rendezvous. I have always been bad at hanging out at late at night. I've never been able to do it. Never been able to do it. Right? Shout out to my man Jason. He's been taking us to clubs since high school. Palladium, all these clubs downtown, he's been taking us there since high school. I've always fallen asleep in every last one of those clubs. Bentley's, fall asleep. Speed, fall asleep. I'm going to sleep, bro. Palladium, I'm going to dance. Don't get it twisted. As soon as I get in this joint, I'm going to dance. Tear it down. End up in some dance battles. Never fails. And then I'm going to sleep. They know where to find me. Under all the coats. That's where I'm at. So, notorious for this. I was never a good studio, like hanging out in the studio. I worked in the studio. I worked for MC Hammer's brother, Jodeci and all these cats. And they used to have to wake me up all the time. I'm snoring at the fucking MacBook. Couldn't do it. So when they say, yo, we're going to meet up later tonight, I tried to stay awake. And I woke up and Kiki Shepard was rubbing the wood. If you're from New York, you watch Apollo, you understand? You know what time it is on a Saturday night by if Apollo came on. Because Apollo didn't come on till like 1 in the morning or some shit like that. So you already knew, like, damn, it's 1 o'clock. So when I woke up and I seen Kiki Shepard, I was like, I didn't even have to ask what time it was. It's not 11 because Apollo don't come on to 1. So I'm like, fuck. And I kind of just went back to sleep. You understand? I was like, it's too late to go down there now. I don't even know if he's going to be down there. Which, in my head, I said I should have went. Because he ended up seeing a girl that I tried to rap to before. She gave me the number. I called once or twice. But she was never rude. I had a feeling that she might have been into more thug niggas. You understand? So that never really went. She was pretty to me. She was my style, but not my style, if you get what I'm saying. Like, she was not. The frequency was different. Her brother was a big troublemaker. Big troublemaker from youth. I remember him causing all type of fucking trouble. So he was a notorious drug dealer with a god body name. And again, I'm woken up with the crazy news again. Yo, Dev got shot last night. What are you talking about? They found his body on the dead end block on 11th. What are you talking about, my man? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Apparently, he did go over to Zeus like everybody said he would. Like my man said he would. But crazy part is my man knew he was going to Zeus. My man didn't show up. Everybody knew he was going to Zeus. Nobody showed up. I didn't show up. My man didn't show up. I didn't show up because I'm a sleepyhead ass nigga. If it was early in the day, I would have been there. Nobody showed up. He ends up meeting the chick, the one I told you about. She's saying that she with her cousins, some niggas from upstate Poughkeepsie. Upstate always feels like they have something to prove. Because it is true that people come from out of town. By out of town, I mean out of that town. And they start hustling. So the people there always feel slighted. So they always have, like, something to prove. So it makes those places more dangerous than they should be. So Newburgh, New York is fucking dangerous, off the hook. Poughkeepsie is dangerous in certain areas, off the hook. Not the whole Poughkeepsie. I used to live up there too. Just certain areas, for reasons I've already mentioned. So she's hanging out with some nigga from Poughkeepsie. She meets Wolf. He kicks it to her. If I was there, I would have let him know. Yo. First of all, if anybody was there, I don't even think it went down like that. However, he wants to get into her shorts tonight. I mean, that's what happens at a strip club, right? You didn't come here to fucking window shop. So, he invites her. She says, sure, but can we drop my cousin off first? Oh, yeah, sure. Where he live at? Down there on 11th, dead end block. Sure, let's get him up out the fucking way. When they get him down there, they give him the ultimatum. Give up the jewels, or the alternative. Having known this guy, I wasn't there. Having known him, I'm going to keep it real with you. I think he chose the alternative. He had the gun on him. They found his gun on him. He was with the shits. I admired him because he also studied hard. You understand? These type of guys who showed me different. They showed me an alternative way to. It wasn't all about like, yo, you gotta look like a gangster and you gotta act like some stereotypical gangster, nigga. Just, I know a lot of gangsters who went to college, after school program, all that shit, and these niggas would lay you down in a heart. I'm talking about lay you out, nigga, and more. Easy. They enjoyed it. But at the same time, they wanted to make something of their lives. Niggas went to college and the whole bit. I know a lot of these guys. So, anytime I see somebody playing a role, acting like, I'm like, man, if you don't sit down and shit, shut your silly ass up and chill out. When they found Dev, he had his gun on him, but the dude was in the back seat. What are you gonna do? You understand? Dev was probably talking crazy shit to him. Yeah, as soon as you get out, I'm gonna bust you in your head. He's probably talking nuts. Because that's how my man got down. That's how he got down. And he would have. That's a crazy. He would have enjoyed it. He would have let this nigga have it. But the guy probably knew the vibes and let him have it first. Shot him right in the back of the head. There'll be none of that. Just letting you know a tiny bit about my town. You understand? For 4 square miles, the town gets fucking crazy. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. That town gets nuts. Now, apparently, this ex-commissioner, she did not live. I don't think she lived in Mount Vernon. Let alone she might not even have been there from there. But I know how hard she had to work. I know how hard she had to work to get that position. Now, what I'm assuming is, I doubt a woman of her caliber just knew her son was about to pull out a gun and start shooting. However, I think what most of us are going to really be asking is, how didn't you know your son was involved in a gang if he lives under your roof and you are the police deputy commissioner, right? So it's going to come down to that. That means you had to know. And you cannot put yourself in a situation where your children are going to take you down. Not if you're teaching them the right way. So either you wasn't teaching them, which I kind of doubt. But see, too much love, and this is what I'm noticing with a lot of females. Females will think that love has something to do with always bending the rules, right? Letting them get away with too much. Now, I know this to be true because my wife does it. She used to do it for my daughter until that shit started to backfire on her. Well, you can't complain to me if I'm telling you, yo, you got to do the unpopular thing, because we're not their fucking friends. We are their parents. So at some point, this ain't about whether they smiling in your face and they happy. I'm not here to make you fucking happy. I need to protect you, and even that means from yourself, because you're a young person. You don't know what you don't know. You think you know because you around your stupid friends, and you think y'all know everything. Because I was your age too, and I thought I knew everything. Turns out I don't know shit. And the same goes for you. You don't know what you don't know. So I'm going to tell you. But see, the mothers, they be, especially with the sons, oh my God. They want to bend the rules all the time. In my mother's house, I would have never even been allowed to have his hair cut. Let's take a look at his haircut. And I know people are like, yo, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. I'm not saying that God made him join a gang. I'm not saying that. But there was an image of him. I've seen most of the images on hold on one second. This stupid ass ad. I think I got it. Alright, that ad is 21 seconds. This is what I say. If it quacks like a duck and acts like a duck, so if you come in here and you dress like a gangbanger from head to toe, you gotta pay attention to that. You could be like, yo, that's just how the kids dress nowadays. Yeah. Hold on one second. Let's pull this up. Let's put on the volume. Let's see what's going on here.
A former Mount Vernon official was arraigned today for his role in a gang-related shooting. His mother and former Deputy Commissioner of Public Safety, Jennifer Lackard, she was a...
Have I ever met this lady? I want to say she looks familiar. I feel for Jennifer right now. I'm dead ass serious because her whole life got flipped upside down. And I know she's asking, how in the world did I get here? In my opinion, Miss Lackard, not being strong enough to put your son in his place when you really needed to, right? Because here's the deal: if he's shooting out of a window while you're driving a car? This didn't start today, right? The disrespect, the nonchalant, none of this started today. This has been habitual pattern that you was probably supposed to been shut down, and you never shut it down, and you ended up paying the price. Your life is never going to be the same, right? So where do you end up working after you rose to? I'm talking about even if she is found not guilty, which I find that hard to believe. How are you going to? Listen, I'm not trying to mess up her chances. And to be honest with you, I never wanted to see her in this position in the first place. But the fact that you didn't immediately turn your son in and tell the authorities what happened, you're going down. You're probably even going to do some time. I see you doing 1 to 3 on this. Now, after the 3, what do you do? Where do you work? Right? That part. Do you become a counselor at a group home? Like, what do you do? Hopefully, I don't know. I would like to probably see her open up her own security firm. Private investigators. This is crazy.
To the Bronx, where the son of a former Mount Vernon official was arraigned today for his role in a gang-related shooting. His mother and former Deputy Commissioner of Public Safety, Jennifer Lackard, she was arraigned last night. Lackard is accused of acting as a getaway driver for her son after police say he opened fire outside of a courthouse in the Bronx back in June. Chase Lackard appeared in Bronx criminal court today, and Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis was there.
Chase Lackard pleaded not guilty this afternoon. The 20.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'm going to keep it real. Any 20-year-old male should not have this hairstyle unless you plan on going to jail or getting shot. I'm going to keep it real. I know you're going to say, yo, you shouldn't say that. Let the young boys stop hating. Yo, shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up. In America, whether you like it or not, you know, I think that's the thing. Let's get back to Chase in a second, because we need to clear something up. We got to clear something up. A lot of people want to tell me their feelings on how things should be. And I'm not talking about how things should be. Right? Yeah, you should be able to wear a hairstyle like that and not be judged on that. But that don't got nothing to do with the way things are. So what I'm telling you is the way things are. And how the world is going to judge you based off the decision of your hairstyle. Now, that wasn't even dreads. These right? Dreads is a whole nother issue. You got kept up dreads, which I don't find a problem with, right? They're kept. You have unkept dreads but covered, which from what I know about Rasta, that's the That's what your dreads is supposed to be covered anyway. So if you're not a Rastafarian and you out here rocking dreads with unkept dreads, then you are what we call wildin'. Right? You're wildin'. But it doesn't matter about the dreads and the unkept and the kept. That's a whole different conversation we can save for a later date. Because he didn't have dreads. He had twisties. I would just like to remind everybody that the new 30s is not, the new 20s is not, or the new 30s is not the old 20s, right? Sometimes you hear these colloquialisms and 20s is the new 30s. Whatever, however it goes. Yo, check this out. 30s is the same 30s. And 20s is the same 20s. Now, what I've noticed is that there's been a degradation of maturity over the past 60, 70 years. Where what has been expected out of a 20-year-old, maybe when my grandfather was alive, is now nowhere near compared to what is expected of a 20-year-old now. My grandfather and grandma, he married my grandmother. She was 20 years old, right? He had a different mindset, these 20-year-olds. But these they weren't thinking immature like years later, right? And we know this from even Dr. Martin Luther King leading a national boycott. Like, these men were just more mature. Even the drug dealers in the 80s, right? They're 14 years old with their own apartment and keys and all this. When you listen to the stories, right? You're like, what? You had your own apartment at 14? And yeah, you had a Cadillac. And what are you talking about? I don't think we all had a part to play in his decision, but I think we all have the part to play in the culture that exists in the black communities in these impoverished neighborhoods, because there's a lot of people that co-sign this type of behavior in order to remain, they want to seem like they're still in the loop. They're loopy. They're attached to the streets. I'm cool. I'm with the shits. There's so many different colloquialisms. I can go on and on. But you guys get the gist of it. Right? Like when DJ Self said, nah, I was proud to hear that my town was still fucking bum rushing the door. As if people couldn't have died out there. He says this. And that was supposed to sound like some cool shit, right? But if somebody died, then it would have been a different story. But because nobody died, it was like, nah, my town still give it up. Shut up. That was unsafe. Yeah, we've done things like that plenty of times. But we were fucking hooligans. Years ago, we did these things as young kids. Now, young kids are not at fucking Hove's show. So that means these are old, immature fucking people bum rushing the door, don't want to buy a ticket. They came outside tonight to get in here for free. God knows I don't want to be in this arena with you. I don't. You're that old, and with the same mentality, I'm bum rushing the door instead of buying a fucking ticket. Nigga, I don't want to be in here with you. God knows what you got in your pocket. You're going to be on bullshit. I don't want to be around that. Right? If you're here because you rushed the door, yeah. You're looking for a reason to swing on somebody. Who the fuck wants to be around that? My point is this. We don't expect, I think, we don't expect that much out of our youngins anymore. It's always some excuse to give them, oh, they're young, they'll grow out of it. Nah, we gotta start bringing the expectations. We have to start tightening the reins on our expectations for younger people now. So we don't give them a decade to get your shit together. Oh, he's young. And you know what happens? You're saying that at 20, oh, he's young, just give him some time. But then when the person doesn't get their shit put together by 30, there was no intervention, right? It's just that you allowed it to get all the way to 30 and then you flip on the person. Oh, you're fucking low life. Huh? You just flip on the person. It doesn't connect for everybody. Don't think because somebody hit a certain age, oh, that's when they start getting their life together. No. If that's a myth or what, I don't know, whatever it is, but it's bullshit. I can tell you that. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You hit 31 and then you just get your life together. That doesn't exist. So my thing is, if you're not in high school anymore, which at 20 you're not, nigga, the real world started. The real world started. Why are you out here wearing twisties in a gang, carrying a gun, shooting from your mother's moving car? You're a savage. I don't know how long you're going to remain a savage. I don't. That was some savagery to do. That was some savagery. I don't even know if the person got shot, but the point is, the reason I'm calling you, I don't think you cared about really hitting your target. I would love to know what this beef is about and why you didn't just run down on your. Doesn't matter now, you're going to jail for a long time. But the problem is you got your moms involved. And let's be clear, I would not have wanted you in there either. 20 years old? I feel 20 years old is too young for you to have thrown your life away like this. I'm more disappointed that you got your moms involved, though. I am. Because I don't think I know she didn't deserve that. But she made a stupid decision because what else are you going to do? And that's what she would have probably said to me. What I'm going to do is my son. Yeah. You got to turn this nigga in. Now, you probably saying, yeah, that's easy for you to say until you're in that position. Let me stop you right there. I already told my daughter I'm turning her to fucking. So let me just stop you right there. I'm not going to jail for some shit I told you not to do over and over again, and I taught you better than this. No. You didn't mishear me. You didn't make a mistake. You made a decision. And that has nothing to do with, your father not supporting his daughter. No. I told you. You know exactly how me and your mother feel about this type of behavior. And you pull out a gun and you start fucking shooting while I'm driving down the street? Oh, you really don't care about me at all. Now I'm gonna take the hit? No. Damn. Fucked her life up. Fucking with Chase. Let me get back to Chase. So I can eat this food my daughter made for me. Sorry, Chase, but I would have been told you to cut that shit off in my house, bro. Fuck all that. Now I sound like the old nigga that I pretty much didn't care for when I was growing up. But now I know why. Because it puts me in a certain class, right? It categorizes, off the rip, it just categorizes me as a certain individual. So either I'm on that or I'm not on that. Now, if you are on that, then you're going to end up right where he ended up, which he was on that. Allegedly.
Opened fire outside of a courthouse in the Bronx back in June. Chase Lackard appeared in Bronx criminal court today, and Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis was there.
Chase Lackard pleaded not guilty this afternoon. The 20-year-old is charged with attempted murder for allegedly firing several shots at a group of people June 29th.
This appears to be gang-related, as one of the individuals that was in that group is a member of a rival set, and this defendant...
She didn't even feel right saying that. Yo, we gotta kill this gang shit, man. I think the problem is we spent the impoverished demographics of our community spent so much time in the criminal justice system that they have an actual place in the criminal justice, right? They have value there. So we're not, all of us can't be college graduates. All of us can't be professionals. I think we might. I say we can't, but we probably could. But they need somebody in that slavery system called prison. They need somebody. So I say we won't rather than we can't. All of us won't, right? We just won't. The reason I know we won't is because I worked in the school system. They don't even give a fuck if you know how to read or not. They're going to push your ass all the way out that door at 12th grade. So you'll end up on the street not knowing how to read good, barely know any. You're not qualified to apply for a motherfucking thing that's going to get you any money. And you're going to end up out here doing stupid shit around other uneducated people. And I just don't know if it's enough of us professional, blue collar or white, upstanding black people to go against the ignorant fraternity who find more value in, because this is not about the underworld. This has nothing to do with the underworld. When I think of the underworld, you don't say the underworld without thinking money at the same time. So you know. These people wasn't doing it for money. This had nothing to do with money. This wasn't a drug deal going bad. He seen somebody he didn't like that was part of another gang, and he started shooting at him from a distance. Crazy. Hold on, let me finish this so I can get the fuck up out of here. This is nuts, so.
our investigation has revealed, is a member of a gang as well.
But the case has made national headlines not only because Lackard's mother, Jennifer, is accused of driving the getaway car, but because of her job at the time, Deputy Commissioner of the Mount Vernon Police Department.
I'm hurt, but then I'm kind of shocked that this is Jen Lackard, the Deputy Commissioner.
Jessie Van Loo is a community activist in Mount Vernon, where Lackard has run the department's wellness unit since 2020. She has a background in social work and served on a Bronx community board. But prosecutors say she and her ex-husband drove their son from their building to a court appearance. Afterwards, she allegedly sent a text, "You can't just sit directly outside. It has to be timed right." Prosecutors say the three then drove around for nearly an hour before Chase Lackard allegedly fired several shots.
You can't not be an officer and break the law and think that you can get away with anything, anywhere. So she'll have a day in court, but justice has to be served. I'll look at it like that. Luckily, those stray bullets didn't hit anybody.
Chase Lackard has 3 other gun cases pending and is being held without bail. Jennifer Lackard.
What? What? Nah, Chase, you gotta sit down somewhere, bro. And what? Nah, Chase gotta sit down. Sit that nigga down. Give him a 15 piece. Yeah. Give him a 15 piece. Do I need to show up and request this? Do they do like they do weddings? Does anybody else have anything to say? Your Honor, nobody knows me here, but I would like to ask that you consider giving him a 15 piece when you consider sentencing. Please. It's better for everybody this way. Several gun charges? Nah, we need you. You ain't out here getting no money either. Right? It's not like you got knocked because you usually hustle, but you had your gun on you that day and your sister called you over because her ex-boyfriend came over on that bullshit. It's not got nothing to do with none of that. This is silly business. The last thing we need is another silly individual out here with guns and their sweatpants and their Nike tech suits. Nah, my boy. I'm gonna need you to get a 15 piece and go and hang out with some of them real dudes that's gonna put some knowledge in your life. Don't worry, they're gonna let you know when you get there who they are. To be honest with you, I think 3 years in the ADX will probably set you straight. But a 15 pace in the state, you know why? Because a lot of these guys be taking shit for a joke in the state. You start running across a lot of people they know and all that. Yo, this is not a fucking camp, bro. Shit taking shit for a joke. You done moved up in your silly ass gang? Nah. I mean, give this nigga a 15 piece. And unfortunately, Miss Lackard, I'm just disappointed. That's just it. We all make silly decisions in life sometimes. They could be any silly decision. And I'm not immune to it. I've made a bunch myself. Even in my older age, right? So I'm not judging you in the sense of, yo, how could you? But I'm just disappointed that it got to this. And you did all that hard work. And you threw it away, and in my opinion, over somebody that did not deserve it. And listen, I don't know your son. You probably like, you don't know my son. I don't, but I know this nigga has several gun charges, and he's out here in the free world. Which at this point, I'm gonna need him to go sit down. He doesn't take life seriously. I knew that from the twisties. I knew that. Telling niggas ain't taking shit serious. He had no intentions of ever working a job ever. No, he has a job. Yo. Listen to me. This nigga does not care about employment. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you. It's all a game to him. It's all a fucking game. Ish. That's all I got for you tonight. I wasn't even supposed to do this live. I'm working on a way bigger project. You'll find out about it soon. But when I see my town up there, say, what's going on? I wish I had the time to read. I seen another headline that says, people need to, that Mount Vernon is losing faith in the officials, and faith has to be restored. Knock it off, man. Knock it the fuck off. It's just another show that I don't feel like doing right now. The city officials don't. Y'all on fuckboy time too. Y'all just found a smoother way to do y'all bullshit. But that's not for this video. Let me just say this though. You don't have to be another race to be a culture vulture. I know plenty of black people who scavenge off their own all the time, right? They're raping the city government budget. They don't care about the people either. And these are smaller governments. Imagine if they hit the higher levels. They can't even do right in a small town. I lived in that town. You know how many bridges were out unnecessarily for decades? Just making the town look bad. Unnecessarily. Nah. Mount Vernon could have been just the aesthetics of it. There's a lot that could have been done in that town. But don't get me started. Either way, this didn't happen in Mount Vernon. This happened in the Bronx. She worked in Mount Vernon, and she did know better. But for the love of her son, listen. I gotta go finish the project that I'm working on. I got good stuff coming. Everybody hold tight. Hold tight. That's all I got tonight. I'll tap in with you guys later. My prayers is with Miss Lackett, though. We lapse judgment sometimes, and it's not for me to judge you. I just feel bad that your life got turned upside down at 49. Ageism is real. As we get older, it's not as easy to bounce back on your feet, find employment, this, that. So I hope everything is secure. Chase could bounce back, right? That's why I say give him a 15-piece. Let this nigga go chill out somewhere. Come home, get on his feet. He'll be right. He'll be 35. If you let him out next year, he's gonna go right back to the same shit. It's like giving him a gold chain. He's just gonna feel like he's gonna take it as a badge of honor. Do not let him. If you care about him in our community, do not let this nigga back out on the streets. And if I see him out on the streets, I know, okay, they don't care nothing about the community because he's gonna get right back out here and do the same shit. And I think black people have a hard time admitting that because they want to make it seem like, nah, if he's black, we got to stick together. What are you talking about? Nothing you're saying right now makes fucking sense. This person is on different timing. This person is out here shooting random people from a distance. What are you talking about? I'm not sticking together with that. I don't want folios in the street. If you want to be a folio, we got a place for you. I'm already paying for it. I'm already paying for the prison, bro. I might as well help use that shit. You understand? Without me being there. I don't want to be there. But if you doing folio shit, we got a place for you, my man. And we know you a fool because you put your mother in the craziest situation. Shooting from a car while she was driving? Yeah. Lock him up. Yo, y'all have a good night. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.